Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 2 in the series between Hopestar versus Th000. Th000, once again, I believe he was random. I should double check that. Let's go ahead and double check that. Yes, it was random, so he is going to get human again. And a little bit lucky as Th000 gets his best race once more. Gonna go ahead and speed this up to the 2-minute mark, as always, as it will be a Death Knight against an Archmage again. Human versus Undead in this matchup here on Turtle Rock. As we can see, the Archmage does a quick run off over here to try and clear out this Ogre Warrior creep camp. Dropping the Water Elemental, there you go, there's a Footman, there's some Militia now coming in as well. As you can see, one Footman is now rushing all the way back. Death Knight hoping to do a little bit of fast clear here, and it looks like, yes, one will get taken down, a second Ogre Warrior will get taken down, and the Water Elemental quickly taken out there. Alright, Death Knight gonna make its way over, and it is not gonna be able to do very much, as the Skeletal minions now suffering a bit of damage. Meanwhile, one Militia gets taken out very quickly. It looks like the Forest Troll now gonna get focused down. Perfect timing, as the Death Knight is not going to be able to get a Death Coil off onto that Forest Troll very easily. Alright, the Death Knight still hanging around nearby. No, the Death Coil is completely missed altogether, as the Archmage gets the quick kill. Archmage picking up those gloves of haste, now looking to clear out the Sea Turtle Hatchling creep camp. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is still nearby, but is relatively low in terms of mana. Not going to be able to Death Coil anytime soon. You see a giant Sea Turtle back over here. It's going to get taken out very easily as well, as the Footmen are now making their way over to put pressure on the base. It looks like the Death Knight may try and take down this Water Elemental. Water Elemental down to 70 hit points, 37. 2 more blows should do it. 1 more blow should do it. And yes, it does get taken out before it is able to aggro the creeps. Meanwhile, the Archmage and the Footman putting pressure inside the main base and looking to take down a Spirit Tower. Alright, that Spirit Tower, once it is up, is going to be causing a lot of damage, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Archmage. Archmage knowing that, or excuse me, the Death Knight knowing that the Militia are so nearby, and that's why you see a Spirit Tower. If you guys didn't know, the Spirit Tower does deal a little bit more damage. The only downside is that it doesn't have the cold effect at all. So without that cold effect, it is... so there you go. There is the Militia. The Militia quickly trying to run in here. You can see the Acolytes are coming off the gold mine in order to repair. And the Spirit Tower now desperately getting repaired. 5 armor on that Spirit Tower, and it is massively getting some repairs right here, as Acolyte after Acolyte is going to fall. Alright, Death Knight, that Spirit Tower, 27 to 32 damage. Death Knight now trying to pull back here, as the Footmen are now putting in the pressure. This is going to be a huge problem. Is that Spirit Tower going to fall? It looks like it will. Yes, it does go down. The Acolytes should not have backed off. As soon as the Acolytes backed off, that bought enough time for the Footmen to get that surround off. Alright, however, who invested heavier? Was the cost, was that little victory for that Acolyte a bit too much? As you can see, the Archmage using that Cloak of Shadows to great effect here to make sure that he is not going to get focused down. No Dust of Appearance. The Death Knight is still nearby. There is the Tomb of Relics right there, as the Archmage now able to run away. Very nicely done here, as perhaps the Water Elemental should get taken down. It looks like it will get taken down, and the Death Knight a little bit closer to level 3. Alright, Death Knight wants to get a blow onto that Footman there. It doesn't look like it's going to be happening. Archmage picks up some more, as the Death Knight still unable to chase down that Footman. It is going to stay at 156 hit points and stay alive. Archmage quickly uses its heal, but and then right behind it, a Death Coil again, and the Death Coil going to cause problems, as the Archmage gonna have a little bit of difficulty trying to outrun a Death Knight with Unholy Aura. Back over here, Crypt Fiends thinking that they could actually survive against, the creep camps. Wow, talk about using every bit of life. You can see that the Crypt Fiends almost getting taken down right there, as the Death Knight... Wait, the Death Knight now still chasing a handful of units. Alright, the Footmen still taking a little bit of damage, but the Footmen are not really in any serious danger as of yet. The Footmen need to reposition themselves, as we now see another Militia rush. Things are going to be a little bit different this time around, as the Crypt Fiends who took a little bit too much damage earlier, end up falling to the militia. And here comes the pressure once more. Th000 really placing down the pressure and abusing the fact that this is close spawns here on Turtle Rock. One Nerubian Tower, one Halls of the Dead. And that is what's causing problem here as a Fire Lord quickly brought over. Oh, the Fire Lord could cause a bit of problems. And the Fire Lord could all of a sudden turn things around very, very dramatically. Let's take a look at this. One footman does not make it out. And let's take a look at this. Another peasant not going to make it out as well, as the lava spawns could start splitting. All right, let's take a look at this. Is that one peasant going to get taken down? It looks like it could get taken down here pretty easily. And the Death Knight gaining a little bit of experience here, and things are just turning around. All of a sudden, this early pressure, the Death Knight, just, come on, just kill them. Just get the blow there. There's one blow. There is another blow. Two guys quickly getting taken down here as the lava spawns could really put forth a bit of pressure, except for there is an Arcane Tower. All right, Arcane Tower taking a bit of damage. The lava spawns could try and focus down that tower pretty quickly here. It is going to be difficult to actually repair that tower. As you can see, the lava Fire Lord is just sitting right there and doing a fair bit of damage. All right, it looks like the Arcane Tower is taking more damage than it is being repaired. And as that continues, the Arcane Tower is not really doing any feedback damage on the Fire Lord, as the Fire Lord is already out of mana. Death Knight sitting at level 3 looks to put in a little bit more pressure again. Is he going to be able to get some easy kills as the Archmage gets to level 4, picking up a Sobi Mask, and the Death Knight is still running around in circles. All right, Footman. Is he going to pick up the Tome of Intelligence +2? No, he is not. Now backing away. Now the Fire Lord has finished off his target, but really needs more mana. Crypt Fiend is there. We still do not have a Slaughterhouse. More Crypt Fiends being added. And it really feels like Hopestar is generally hopeless at this point. He doesn't have the Slaughterhouse. He's behind on tech, and he's behind on hero level. The only saving grace right now compared to Game 1 is that Th000 does not have an expansion at this point. All right, Death Knight still wandering around the map looking for some easy and free kills. It looks like the Footman here could get taken out if not careful. Oh, there is the Death Coil, but it goes onto the Archmage instead of the Footman. All right, that Archmage very low on hit points. Meanwhile, back down over here, the Fire Lord has a Sacrificial Skull. And with a Sacrificial Skull, what does he really plan on doing? Death Knight now comes in here. Fire Lord does not have... oh, wait. Sacrificial Skull now down. And you can see quickly the Sacrificial Skull adding a little bit of blight here, but not really used for towers, only for a little bit of regen. And I guess what we saw there is the extra bit of regeneration onto the Death Knight and the other undead units was too much for Th000 to really try and fight that back. Thunderbolt or Stormbolt onto the Crypt Fiend. The Crypt Fiend easily surrounded, as we are finally getting up a Slaughterhouse to train up some Obsidian statues, but now the Crypt is in danger. All right, still skeletal minions rushing around the map. That is a lot of skeletal minions, as we see some peasants finally making their way back. Fire Lord doing the long trek back home, as the Death Knight is going to be a little bit late as well. All right, let's see some repairing going on, and that Crypt was down to 32 hit points, down to 18, and now rising as the Death Knight arrives to the party just in time. Fire Lord is right there. Is he going to get surrounded? Death Knight still there as well, as the Fire Lord does back off as well. So far, this is looking fairly good. Obsidian statue now healing. Essence of Blight healing up all of these units. A Crypt Fiend, it looks like he will get surrounded and taken down. And meanwhile, the Water Elemental is getting focused down as well. Low hit point Ghoul does get saved by a Death Coil and is now being forced to run back again. Obsidian statue in the front, being forced to pull back again. So far, skeletal minions now absorbing a bit of damage as well, as we see the Fire Lord now getting up another lava spawn. And this is going to be important. If the Obsidian statues can keep that Fire Lord up on mana, those lava spawns could start to become serious threats. They do start to split, and when they start splitting, they can cause a lot of damage. Death Knight unable to get a death coil off onto that low hit point ghoul since he was out of mana, and a beautiful denial once more as the lava spawns are still trying to give chase here. Lava spawns moving particularly fast with the help of Unholy Aura, as the water elemental here still running around the corner. All right, aggroing the creeps. There you have it, going after the giant sea turtle. Death Knight taking a little bit of damage. It looks like the water elemental is still going to get taken out anyways, as the Archmage and the Mountain King now coming back again. These fights are lasting a rather long time here as the lava spawns get the Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight down to 284 hit points will be able to back off. The lava spawns need to start splitting if they hope to do anything at all. And yes, it looks like it will start to split in just a moment. There you go. And a new timed life for them. So far, the damage is starting to rack up a little bit faster. There goes another water elemental. The obsidian statue down to 33 hit points. 34 needs to get away. Does get away in time. Perhaps needs to get repaired, as the lava spawns should really be tanking this damage rather than these Crypt Fiends. Low hit point obsidian statue now being brought back over to heal up more units. There goes the other lava spawn as well. Oh wait, no, it looks like he was able to split just in time, but those lava spawns get shorter timed lives every time they split, as those lava spawns will get taken out. One lava spawn, I think with the basic attack, can only split twice. You saw how quickly those lava spawns were taken down there. All right, back off over here. Nothing happening. Not quite sure why. Oh, wait. Footman now down, coming back from that side. And looks like the Fire Lord does get to level 3. And at level 3, those level 2 fire spawns could cause a bit of a problem. Gargantuan Sea Turtle going after the Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue being repaired by an Acolyte, bringing the Acolyte all the way from home in order to heal up a bit. That is very, very instrumental at this point, as the Death Knight will get to level 4. Level 4 Death Knight, Potion of Greater Mana, Potion of Invulnerability, Archmage, Paladin, and Mountain King, the full trifecta of the human army working together. And meanwhile, we see the Death Knight coming over here, not spotting this creep camp. That is a huge, huge deal. Footman down to 21 hit points, gonna give a little bit of free experience right here. There it goes, as the Death Knight still keeping track of things altogether. All right, the Death Knight looking to clear out this creep camp. However, the human army really taking down the higher level creep camps should have a very easy time. As you can see, the Ogre Warrior taking a little bit of damage there. Mountain King looking to get to level 3. Lava Spawn is nearby. And, oh, what's going to happen? The Lava Spawn needs to get away. Not going to happen. And free experience once more as the Paladin get inching closer and closer to level 2. Death Knight knows exactly where the Archmage is, and now going to take this opportunity to creep out this creep camp down over here, and perhaps even this creep camp over here as well. It's really going to be a timing window, and if the Death Knight can really creep out these high-level creep camps, he should be at a very good spot. The Fire Lord should get to level 4 if one more red creep camp is crept out. Also, the Fire Lord could benefit from the Robe of Magi, as the Fire Lord is a rather intensive intelligence or agility hero. He still needs a lot of mana to cast many of his spells.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think out of all of the heroes, the Fire Lord is the only agility-based hero that has a normal spell that costs 150 mana. Just goes to show you that just because this is a Fire Lord and it does base off agility, it could also base off of intelligence as well, depending on how you look at them. The Fire Lord now looking to creep out this creep camp. Ogre Magi taking a bit of damage and will get cleared out pretty fast. Death Knight picking up Claws of Attack +6, quickly given over to the Fire Lord, as we have still yet to see the Lich. We are at Black Citadel. There is the Lich now being added, and both sides creeping up their heroes, as we see the Paladin grabbing Unholy Aura as well. All right, things are looking rather interesting now. Cloak of Shadows quickly, or was left behind, gonna get completely ignored. Picked up by the Fire Lord. Fire Lord now sitting at level 4 and still needs a lot of mana to really be able to do anything. All right, creeping out this orange creep camp here, another Gargantuan Sea Turtle could be risky, though, as you see an army of flying machines being added well before we spot any destroyers. That is a bit interesting, as if the Crypt Fiends can engage and take down the flying machines before and then morph as destroyers, that could be a serious problem. Meanwhile, the Paladin, Mountain King, and Archmage gonna get to level 5, level 3, and that is gonna be a huge deal. Wait, wow, that Archmage just shy of level 5. It looks like the Water Elemental is just going to be left behind to finish things off. They should be able to clear things up here, as the Archmage going after this Ogre Warrior creep camp as well. All right, let's see. Level 5? No, not yet. Come on, just a little bit more. Little bit more. There you go. Finally, level 5 on the board. Down over here, Water Elemental against Troll Berserker, as we see pressure being brought forth. All right, Lich, Fire Lord, Crypt Fiends just putting pressure onto these targets, going after a farm. The problem with this army is the amount of piercing damage. That is a lot of piercing damage for to try and take down fortified structures. Meanwhile, the Knight's gonna quickly go after all these units here. You can see a quick couple of webs here, and oh, what is this? Soul Burn onto the Mountain King. It does silence him and deal damage over time, and also is a debuff on his damage as well. That is a interesting choice from the Fire Lord, as the Fire Lord is still relatively low on mana. We are going into Temple of the Damned. Interesting choice. We are going into Temple of the Damned, and it could be Necromancers. Are we going to perhaps see Necro Wagon on this map? It would be a very interesting choice, since we saw Th000, who is now overly invested into flying machines, expecting his opponent to go for going for destroyers. We do see a Ziggurat down over here. There's one Spirit Tower, and there is the Acolytes down over here. There's a Spirit Tower already, and now we are going to be seeing a little bit of attacking here. Yes, the flying machines quickly bombarding this Spirit Tower down off over here. That's quickly going to get taken out, but is enough going to get done? You can see that Necropolis really taking a lot of damage here, but the Haunted Gold Mine still pretty much unaffected. The problem is going to be the fact that he cannot really trade bases right now. All right, Guard Tower taking a lot of damage here. Crypt Fiends now trying to push forward, and the the Haunted Gold Mine is just going to end up losing a couple of Acolytes to these Water Elementals, and that is it. Meanwhile, back off to the north, you see some flying machines now trying to make their way through. No, Banshees. Excuse me. So it's going to be Banshees for possession instead. And you can see there is the Banshee adept training. More Banshees could be added to try and possess all of those Knights. All right, let's see. Flying machines now overhead. Scroll of Town portal teleporting away. Are they going to be able to get away in time, as a Crypt Fiend does not make the Scroll of Town portal? All right, it looks as though all the Acolytes were taken out. No more haunting of that gold mine down over here, as what is going on? Oh, the Fire Lord, the Fire Spawns are trying to split and deal more damage, and the flying machines are just rushing on in to finish things off. You can take a look. Go after some of those. Come on, go after those peasants that are low on hit points. That peasant's just waiting to die, and that's not happening, as it is not being watched. All right, back off to the north. Flying machines. Mass flying machines causing problems. Taking down a lot of units. Death Knight now sitting at level 5. Both sides fighting their way through. Lava Spawns still doing a bit of damage. And this is one of those situations where the Lava Spawns are actually a very, very strong choice, because they can actually attack these very, very fragile flying machines. Breath of Fire, perhaps from a Panda, would have been an even better choice at this point, but the flying machines, what's going on here? Knights are actually getting cursed a lot. There is a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There you go. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability coming in, as the flying machines are getting taken down one by one. All right, it looks like the Fire Lord not going to make it out. Quickly taken out there, as we see a Ring of Regeneration onto that Death Knight, and that Death Knight is just running out of companions. All right, let's take a look at this. Ghouls getting taken down. Holy Light taking down another one. Lava Spawn, the remnants of a Fire Lord that was taken out earlier, as the Banshees are near. No, we have not started mastery training yet. All right, count them, 4 Banshees or 5 Banshees could change things around. We just need mastery training, and I don't know how much gold is actually needed as we see the flying machines finishing off the haunted gold mines here. All right, number of knights. There is curse now being used. Unholy aura with the help of that paladin. They are moving around much more quickly as we are still waiting for their mastery training to start. Is the haunt gonna be enough? That is the big question here as we're looking at the archmage and the paladin waiting outside. No more gold in the gold mine whatsoever. Only 600 gold left here. We are at 40 over 60 supply compared to 55 over 78. This could be a very big deal as we now see a new base being established at the top right. All right, there is an obsidian statue. There is mastery training now coming in. That is going to be a very big problem. If the Banshees, well, the flying machines could deal damage to the Banshees since they are unarmored. Meanwhile, the Death Knight has an Orb of Corruption, or sorry, no, the Orb of Corruption perhaps should go on the Death Knight to allow the Death Knight to attack air. That would be a very, very strong choice because the main problem is going to be these flying machines. You don't have a serious counter for them. The Knights, you have Banshees, and you have Banshees in good numbers to try and take them down. So we're going to have a bit of a standoff here. You can see that the gold mine has 20 seconds left here. We're at 47 over 60. And meanwhile, let's take a look. 61 over 78 supply as the peasants are doing the walk of shame, doing a bit of long-distance mining. Anti-magic shell now coming in. All right, that's going to be a very big deal as well. Are the Banshees going to be able to rush forward? There are some skeletal minions. Here we go. Perhaps another anti-magic shell on another Crypt Fiend as we're looking for a bit of a fight, and the army is ready to go. No, the Death Knight does have level 2 unholy aura, and we are going to be fighting here in just a second. And there you have it. Here is the engagement. As you can see, those flying machines just suffering so much damage from those Banshees, 9 to 13 against unupgraded Banshees. Mortar teams now being added to try and counteract these Banshees, and this is not your typical game. All right, there is a couple of webs here now coming in. There's the engagement. The Banshees need to try and get some possession going, and are we going to see that? It looks like, no, we're not getting possessions at all. We are just getting a lot of curses. What is going on here? I thought we were going to get some possession. No possession at all as the flying machines are falling pretty quickly. Acolytes being brought over here. All right, anti-magic shell on the Fire Lords. The Fire Lords are going after the flying machines, and the Banshees are still being brought over as well. The Banshees with so much, I just guess so much cursing that it's difficult to try and take any of these units down. Fire Lords going after the flying machines, and the flying machines now going down. All right, the army supply down to 33 over 78. Peasants, militia now falling as well as we now see the acolytes are being brought over. All right, Mountain King, Stormbolt finally onto the Lich. Lich now getting holy lighted. Are we going to get a death coil? No death coil. Level 5 now on the Mountain King. Mountain King trying to run back. No more mana as the holy lights are coming in. Death Knight unable to get a death coil onto that low hit point Mountain King as we're looking at perhaps one possessed knight going after this mortar team here. All right, one knight did end up getting possessed inside here. Lava spawns are now splitting up inside this base. There is now, perhaps looking to be another engagement down over here. Are we going to see? There's a Stormbolt on the Fire Lord. Fire Lord's going to be in trouble. He cannot easily survive this. There is a curse or a soul burn right there to prevent the Stormbolt as the Fire Lord now running all the way back home. And oh, the Stormbolt, there it goes. And down goes the Fire Lord. Level 4 Fire Lord taken down by a level 3 Stormbolt. Death Knight still sitting on full hit points as a Stormbolt goes down on a Knight there. All right, the Knights have fallen as we see 20 over 50 supply. Lich now being resurrected. Some key buildings have been unsummoned as we see a bit of income now coming in for Th000, and it looks like Th000, if he can hold on to the rest of this fight, should come out ahead. All right, Spirit Nerubian Tower causing problems. Water Elemental going to be heading against this Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue falls to the Water Elemental as the Death Knight is still trying to act as the one-man army. All right, let's see. What is this Death Knight gonna do? Pretty much, oh, it's anti-magic shell. Is it gonna be enough to try and get a death coil off? Oh, staff of teleportation now coming in as the unit does teleport back. This acolyte now on the run as the unsummoning still happening all around the map here. All right, it looks like we are gonna perhaps be resurrecting the Fire Lord here in just a moment. There's an obsidian statue. Fire Lord not getting resurrected. Crypt now getting unsummoned. We are going for another Banshee. There goes the Water Elemental. And perhaps once we get an obsidian statue, unsummon the Tomb of Relics. Or unsummon, no, you cannot unsummon any more Ziggurats. If you want your Fire Lord, there you go. Fire Lord 23/30. I guess you can unsummon the Ziggurats now. If you need a little bit of extra gold no, you still want to try and squeeze every little bit out. All right, 23/30 against 35/84. Archmage pretty much knows that, hey, I can sit back over here and not have any problems whatsoever. Siege engines being used, and the siege engines are going to definitely switch things in favor of human, as we don't have any real way to take down these siege engines. You can see the heroes. The Fire Lord, will it get taken out? That is the key point. The siege engine is constantly moving back here. I do believe that there is enough gold to wait, is it going to repair? Yes, it repairs it a little bit more, and that is going to be it. There goes the siege engine, giving level 3 to the Lich, and the Fire Lord will still be making its way out. The Death Knight cannot leave this position. All the human player needs to do is leave one footman or one militia nearby, and things are pretty much going to be over. All right, Death Knight is right there. There's a Death Coil. There's a Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight taking a lot of damage. Holy Light. Death Knight has no items as they were sold earlier. Altar of Darkness finally taken down, and that is going to be the GG. Nice attempt with Banshees, but not going to be enough, as we see the Death Knight now looking to charge on in again. Death Knight does get a Death Coil off on the Lich to keep the units alive, at least for now. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight still takes a little bit of stun there as the Lich walking around. All right, Curse onto those units here. Banshee taking a bit of damage again as we are still chasing down units. All right, it looks like the Paladin's not going to be falling anytime soon with Divine Shield and Potions of Invulnerability. There is the GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed the 2-0 victory from Th000 over Hopestar.